welcome into the Vital Axiom. We got less than 2 minutes, about a minute and a half before we start the show. You guys ready? Good morning. Oh, yeah. You guys ready for another day of the Vital Axiom? Oh, yeah. 35 seconds, guys, before we kick the show into gear. You ready to go? I'm ready. Essential axiom. Essentiale axiome. Now you know. I did not know that. 5 seconds. Ladies and gentlemen, we're about to push all the buttons. Let's see if we can get them pushed right today. Ladies and gentlemen, you're tuned into the Vital Axiom Network. That's where we broadcast this program every day. The Vital Axiom, or Essential Axiom. Essentiale, I think maybe. What does that mean? Well, vital means crucial. Axiom means truth. In this case, crucially important eternal truth brought to you from the Word of God, because we use the Bible as the foundation for our conversation every single weekday that we are here. And we're excited about it too, yeah. So here we go. Are you ready for the Vital Axiom to begin? Hey guys, good morning. Welcome in again. It's another day of conversation and worship and giggle and all the things that we do here together, and we're glad you're here to be a part of it. Today is number, and this is probably the most important thing you wanted to know your whole day. Right here it is, number 1465. 1,465 programs we have here on the Vital Axiom. We've been here for a minute. We've been doing this. How are you guys today? We always open the show saying hi to everybody, and if you come in and say anything, leave a little message. We'll try to give you one back. Good morning, Miss Betty. It's sunny. This is the day the Lord has made. For sure, that's true. Good morning, Mr. Andy. How are you doing? You're in Charleston. Cool. I'm so glad that you're. I've never been to Charleston. I lived in Columbia those years and never went to Charleston. Good morning, Ricky. How are you? Mr. Booth is back from Alabama. Over on the Vital Axiom page. Aaron is there. I'm sure Debbie's hanging out with him. They've been sticking together for a few years now. Miss Rita's in. Good morning, Rita. Catherine's in the house. Becca's here, and happy Thursday. Mr. Jim Chafin's here. Joyce is here. Toby is here, and Miss Hampton made it in. Dodie, Mr. Italiano made it in. Miss Woodruff is in the house. My mommy and daddy is here. That's my bad grammar. I just like to do it. And Pastor Ken Brooks from Roanoke, Alabama is here. We got Bama represented big time. Ricky and Ken, y'all need to get together and hang out, because y'all are probably not that far. I mean, it's probably just a little tiny state, probably just like a few minutes apart. Like you meet somebody, right? You're in Africa. I meet somebody. I'm from America. I'm like, I know. It's kind of like maybe you probably don't live anywhere near me. Over on the Zion Family Ministries page, Miss Kim is in there. Good morning, Kim. Miss Kathy's there. Good morning. Please pray for Brett Hamilton having surgery this month. Trina's here. Good morning. Geneva made it in. Miss Young is back. Kay is here. I don't know if I've missed anybody. I don't want to miss anybody. I do it sometimes. And anyway, how are y'all? I'm going to do this old tune. It's a cool song. I really like it a lot. It's from back in the, I guess, 90s probably, maybe early 2000s. I don't know what year it came out, but you guys know this song. So why don't you just sing along with me? Over the mountains and free. I'm happy to be in the truth, so I will daily lift my voice, for I will always sing of when your love came down, yeah. Over the mountains and the sea, your river runs with love for me. So I will open up my heart, I'll let the healer set me free. I'm happy to be in the truth, so I will daily lift my hands, for I will always sing of when your love came down, yeah. I could sing of your love forever, sing of your love. I could sing of your love forever, oh, sing of your love, I'm gonna sing of your love, God, yeah. Over the mountains and the sea, your river runs with love for me. So I will open up my heart and let the healer set me free. I'm happy to be in the truth. Oh, I'm gonna daily lift my hands, for I will always sing of when your love came down. I could sing of your love, sing of your love forever, God. I could sing of your love. I'm gonna sing of your love forever. Oh, I feel like dancing. Foolishness, I know. Let me tell you now. When the world has seen the light, they will dance with joy. I'm gonna sing of your love, sing of your love for me, God. And I can sing of your love forever. I can sing of your love forever. Sing of your love forever. I can sing of your love. Wanna sing of your love. Sing of your love for me. Oh, I'm gonna worship you with all my might, sing to you all my life. Every breath I breathe, I worship you. The way I live and where I go and what I say and who I know. Oh God, I'm gonna worship you. I could sing of your love. Sing of your love forever. Sing of your love forever. It's kind of cool how some songs never really get old. They don't really ever like fade or you get tired of them. And that's one of those songs I get to sing every day of my life. Sometimes I do. Good day to you guys on the show today. 50 years come February. Wow, 50 years. They'll be married. Sing of his love in person one day. I know we're going to do that. We're going to stand before the Lord. And I long for that moment. It's going to be exciting. I mean, I was talking to the church about it last night. Can you imagine all the singing and stuff when we get to really, all the human restrictions are out of the way and we can just sing to God the way we were made to sing. Yeah, it's going to be awesome. Good morning, Tim. Tim got in there. Good to see you on there. Did I miss anybody else that might have jumped in? I don't think. Miss Deborah got in. Good morning, Deborah. And is that everybody? Before we move on, we're going to talk today a little bit more about influence. I left you yesterday at the end of the show with the question, and this was it. Are you influenced by the culture? Now, you said, well, how would I be influenced by the culture? Well, politics, television, entertainers. I thought it was funny that Nicki Minaj, a very non-Jesus kind of entertainer, to say the least, becomes the hero of conservatives this week because she comes out against the jab. Or not really against it. She didn't really come out against it. She just talked about, and so what does it tell us that somebody like that has such a powerful voice in the culture? Well, it means we're influenced by their what they would call entertainment. I wouldn't call it that. But are you influenced by the culture? And that's not hard to really figure out. I tell people all the time: take your phone. If you use your phone to listen to music, and just see what you're listening to. Listen, what are they saying? What are they talking about? What do you find yourself singing those lyrics? Yeah, I used to sing all the songs from the 70s, all the the Doobies. Remember the Doobies had the doobie on the cover, the joint, the roach. And then one day I thought about, wait a minute, what am I doing? I'm pumping all this stuff into my spirit that is glorifying everything that goes against what God. Hold up just a minute. Have you ever stopped and listened to some of the lyrics, some songs we used to sing? Holy smoke! So my question for us is: are we influenced by the culture? Can the culture, and then this is a historical problem that the Israelites did it all the time. They got in and involved around or in a culture, took wives out of a culture, and man, next thing you know, their lives are destroyed and they're in bondage. I want you to think about it. It's very important. Do you follow their example or their precedent they set for you? Well, because everybody said this, and we should all do it. That's peer pressure. And I want to say this, and I said it yesterday, whether you allow overt influence or covert. Overt means obvious, or covert means not so obvious. Either way, you will become a puppet controlled by their agenda. I don't want to be controlled by anybody's agenda. I'm just going to say it. Just the agenda that God gives me for my life, the calling and the purpose and direction, the values, the values that God gives me for my life. I want to be controlled by those things. I want to be the person that follows His directives and nobody else's. And so therefore, the reason that matters is because if I'm not careful, I said at the beginning of this conversation on Monday that the devil is very subtle. The enemy is very subtle. And he doesn't just come in and say, hey, I'm going to cause you to change your attitude about scriptural things or become liberal or become secular or become perverse. It's just a gradual process of influence. Remember we said the first part of the week that the devil never forced Adam and Eve to do anything. They did it themselves, under the influence of the conversations they have with him. So here's some questions to ask about your influencers. Whoever the influencers are in your life, here's some questions to ask. How well do you know them in their personal lives? So if I'm going to let a football player or a singer or an actor, actress, a politician, if I'm going to let even somebody in the medical field speak into my life and about my personal decisions, I've got to say, well, how well do I really know them? And right away the brakes go on. I don't know them at all. I don't know them at all. I don't know anything about them at all whatsoever. You really don't. You think you do. It's funny how we think we know people. Hey, Dale, it's me. I want to take my picture with you. How well do you know them in their personal lives? For example, what sort of things are they involved in? What sort of, for example, I'll give you an example. I would never let anybody speak into my life that was pro-abortion. Never. Never let anybody speak into my life about anything. I don't care what it is. Politics, religion. I don't really follow religion. They're not going to have a platform in my life if they're pro-abortion. If they are pro all the other sexual agendas, they're not going to have a voice. It's just like the volume's off. It's just, I'm not listening. What sort of things are somebody's a Satanist or a Luciferian or involved in these secret societies? Not going to have a voice in my life. I don't want to hear. I've got to find people that I know love God and walk with God and trust the Lord. And those are the people that, if I need a voice, a direction, that's where it's got to come from. I can't listen to people who have cultural practices that are an abomination in the sight of God. I can't. I'd be foolish to even consider that. And I won't let them serenade me, for example. When I'm in my car and you're an alcoholic, a drug addicted, perverse your images are pornographic, you're not serenading my life. You are not going to sing to me. I'm going to find somebody the best I can. I can't know everybody's life, of course, because you're saying that probably already. The best I can who's going to sing to me that seems to love God and walk with God. If I'm going to be influenced, I do have a choice in it. I can turn the thing off. I don't have to listen. I mean, really, y'all, I'm pretty much done with television. I can't even handle the commercials anymore. It's like this stuff is grotesquely abhorrent and against the Word of God. And basically, I'm down to just looking on my phone, playing video game or something because I can't. It's just I can't allow it. I can't let it bombard me because it'll influence me gradually over time. What sort of things are they involved in? What is their agenda? Sometimes we follow people like sheep. That's kind of a common term used for people. I know it seems like an insult. I don't mean it that way. We follow people very blindly. Just because, like sheep, they take us to a pasture we want to eat out of. We just follow whatever it is they have. And the question is, we really got to ask ourselves, is it possible they have an agenda? What do you mean? What do you mean, like you're a conspiracy theorist? Well, it could go to that. It could be a worldwide agenda. It could just be a political agenda. It could just be an agenda for your life to get rid of your testimony, to shut down your church, or cause you to stop standing for right, or give up your gun, or whatever it is. What is their agenda? What are they seeking to do? How about this one? Because, we're talking about the jab has made like 19 new billionaires. You would think, okay, so if this is a benevolent thing to help society, then these people would just donate their time and effort as much. They're already mega millionaires already in the government. 19 new billionaires. Do they have a vested interest in your decisions? Do they have a vested interest in whatever you decide to do? Is there going to be padding in their pockets? You got to think about these things because we're just trusting our lives to people like it's no big deal. We don't even know who they are, and we certainly have no idea what their agenda is. And often they have a vested interest. And how about this? Is there subtle or subliminal aspects to their influence? A lot of times we talked about commercials and the subtlety. I remember when I was a kid, every time I go into a gas station, there'd be a poster of a muffler or something there and some half-naked girl. That's using manipulation, and that's not really subtle, but you know what I'm saying, to try to get you to buy their muffler. Whatever she had to do with it, I have no idea. Nothing, of course, but it's manipulation to get you involved. Is there a subtle or subliminal aspect to their influence? Are you really getting the true story, or are you just getting whatever they want you to hear? Is their influence in agreement, and this is the most important one here, right in here, is their influence in agreement with the will of God? Is their influence that you're allowing in your life, is what the subject matter in agreement with the Word of God? Does it line up with scriptural precepts? You say, well, what does that matter? I don't have to take it all in. If you're allowing it, Nelson's dictionary said this about Adam and Eve. They saw no alarm in the serpent. They didn't see anything wrong with talking to him or listening to him, and lo and behold, what did they do? Is this person, these people, this entity, this group, is their influence in agreement with the will of God? Somebody said, well, how can you vote for somebody who has this platform? Isn't that right? It's very true. How can light and darkness come together? We really, as Christians, we've played both sides of the fence, and that's why we're in so much trouble. And that's why the church is in so much trouble. I believe personally, it's why the nation is in so much trouble. So much trouble. Is their influence in agreement with the will of God? Final, how about this one? What about, this is radical. Are they walking with Jesus? Is it possible that you could find somebody to influence you that walks with the Lord? Like musically. So many Christian artists. Now, I'm just going to say right now, I know a lot of Christian artists are not really walking a Christian life, or certainly not one like I would think was appropriate. And so I have to kind of even be careful among Christians. You say, wow, you're getting really crazy. Yeah, I know. It's my life. It's my future. I don't want to be like Adam and Eve and just swallow something that I should have left alone. Are they walking with Jesus? Would you say that your most important influences in your life that you listen to are walking with Jesus? Are they doing their best to live a godly Christian life? You see, this is a really big deal. I want to close today, and we'll pick up on it again tomorrow, Joshua 24:15. And what I'm going to do is kind of just do a little paraphrase here in my own kind of, I want you to see, I just add some words. You'll see what they are. So Joshua's here. They've missed the promised land the first time. They're back 40 years later trying it again. And Joshua stands up to address the people. And lo and behold, you know what he talks about? Influence. He talks about influence. Look what he says. And if the influence... I'm going to put that in. If the influence of the Lord seems evil to you, then choose you this day whom you will allow to influence you. Whether the gods which your fathers were influenced by, that were on the other side of the flood, or the influence of the God of the Amorites in whose land you dwell. But as for me and my house, we will receive the heavenly influence that comes from knowing God. And the people answered and said, look what they said. Maybe you'll say this today. I'm trying to say it. And the people answered and said, God forbid that we should forsake the Lord and be influenced by other gods. Other gods. You know, I found this funny in the church. When people through history have tried to attempt to stand up and point out hypocrisy in the church, in the areas of influence, they've always been scoffed at. Somebody says, well, Satanism or the Illuminati or whatever. They start bringing up these things, and then they get laughed at by believers. But not here, not here. The people all agree with Joshua. You know, we are not going to allow other gods to influence us. You do know people worship other things besides Jesus. And you say, well, they're not gods. Well, they would be to them. Money, music, entertainment, power, popularity. They worship those things. They want that in their life. So let me just close with this. I'll give you a couple of things. There is no harmless influence. I mean, outside of Christ, of course. There is no harmless influence. But here's another one. There is no benign influence either. There are no influences that leave you unchanged. And we'll wrap this conversation up tomorrow. But I mean, I'm saying this is serious stuff, really. And I'm trying to be serious with you guys. Take an assessment of your life. We're going to kind of break it down. Who do you repost? Who do you follow their page? Just go look and see who the people you are that you follow. Are you on things like TikTok and Snapchat? And if you are, Instagram, what are you looking at? Who are you listening to? I want you to think about those things. Who do you comment on their tweets and repost? It's so important, so crucially important that we pay attention. There are no influences that will leave you unchanged. Love you guys. Have a great day. I'm going to shut this thing down. Got to go have a rehearsal for some music. Love you guys. I'm out of here. See ya. In the morning, 11:30 a.m., the Vital Action will return. Lord willing, and there's not a creek around here, but if one rises. Thank you, Kathy. Thank you, Heather. Thank you, Joyce. Thank you, Lisa. Have a good day. Thanks, Mom. Thanks, Catherine. You guys are the bomb. Ladies and gentlemen, you've been watching The Vital Axiom. That's crucially important. Eternal truth brought to you from the Word of God. And that's what we're about. And also, by the way, gracias. Grazie. Thank you so much for being a part of these crucially important conversations. Check your influences, and we'll check back with you tomorrow. Love you guys.